All right, so one thing I want to do is I want to try and show the possibilities here in being able to run Claude inside of Databricks. Of course, this is hooked up to Claude Opus 4.6. The model was released maybe a week and a half ago, and we are inside the projects folder, which means any folder we create will be committed right back into our workspace after things are done. And what I'm going to try to do is something very lofty, and typically customers tend to have some amount of data and some maybe unstructured data as well. So let's say you painstakingly curate something. Maybe you have some customer accounts that you're servicing. This is like the catalog that the schema that has sales orders, product catalog, ingredient catalog, customer accounts, and product ingredients, right? So I have this, and of course each one of these tables would have a certain number of like columns and things of this nature. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and run Claude in the YOLO mode, dangerously skip permissions. If you're doing this, of course you'd have to set up hooks to make sure that before it's doing something like RMRF or whatever, like it asks for permissions. But for the sake of demo here, we're going to try and take advantage of this maximum liberty that we have here with this setup, because if something bombs in this particular app, that's all. There's no real repercussions for us for that. Okay, so let's go set this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something along the lines of, hey Claude, what I would like you to do is to use all the skills that you have access to and essentially come up with a plan and follow that plan to the T to figure out the following problem. I have my structured data in the following schema, and take a look at that schema. Understand what the metadata looks like, and these are all like curated data. And there's also some documents that were collected, and we managed to put that into a vector index, and the vector index details are here. I'm going to give it a vector index. I'm going to call that and it's that like vector search endpoint is ready to go for you to poll should you want specific details. And this vector index contains information about lab results and formulas and things of that nature. Actually, if you want me to give you specifics of what this entails, I will actually add that right in here. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go this vector index has the categories of the data. And now I want you to go ahead and build out a full-fledged application based on it. I want this application to be a Databricks app, and that is something that you should deploy it right into the same workspace. Make sure you commit the code back to the workspace, and then get it done. I prefer React-based frontend, so like try and use something like ShadCN, and then for the backend, try and use Fast API endpoints. You already have access to my Databricks credentials here. It's using the single developer application. Use the same credential in app.yaml. So yeah, I'm going to let this rip and see what happens after a while. And this is just me one-shotting Claude, really. I mean, I should have like taken the effort to put this thing together, but I just wanted to. I was like super lazy. Of course, you see this, right? And I want to see what Claude can do with just this, right? Okay, all right. So I'm picking up from where we left. It did a bunch of work. I just let it rip for a few minutes. And still on Databricks, Claude on Databricks. What it did is it made the front end, and then it's telling me like, hey, here are like the 5 pages on the app, and it's got some chat. Of course, we gave some data for the chat, like some tables and things like this, and it actually moved the code to the workspace. It has a GitHub repo here, is already committed locally, and I can access the app right there. So let me go check. Awesome. So we have this app here, and again, this is one-shotted, right? Like technically 1.5 shotted because of user error, like on my part. I didn't even bother to construct the entire thing in one single prompt. And this is Opus 4.6 one-shotting this whole thing. So this is why if you curate the data directly on Databricks, if you're able to get your vector indexes hydrated, and make sure that you have the best, like the right quality of data. Then building apps. I think apps are going to be like slides, like a basic dashboard. Maybe I select a particular product and it tells me all the ingredients by percentages in the product, what the margin is, where we sell, what stuff is vegan, all those things. Select ingredients, specific ingredients, how much we stack all those ingredients, knowledge base. We say, hey, do we have a replacement for, let's say, palm oil? I'm going to ask it. Let's just see if this works. This should go straight into that MLflow experiment against this knowledge assistant, which we provided. We'll see. Yeah, it's right there. So came back with some response, and that should also be here. It should have streamed it. Yeah, there you go. It's streaming it. Perfect. Awesome. Thing works. And then it's got some way to filter down tables. Yeah, by region. I mean, it's not bad for like one-shotting the app for 20 minutes. And there you go. This is definitive proof that you can obviously iterate here without like looking at any code. I did not even look at the code, but I do know that this is actually. It told me that it's persisting to, this location in the workspace. I can go look at it. By the way, this is like all in Databricks. The entire app is hooked up to, Claude on Databricks. If I just do that, and if I start one, that should have the information of like what it's hooked up to. So there you go. You have what you would typically consider would take maybe a week or two for you to put together is done in 20 minutes on Databricks.